last year or a championship, that doesn't make them successful if they don't come with that same work ethic the next year. So if you've had a down year, that does not to make this year better as well. So I would say get back to the drawing board, get back to working hard, watch a lot of tape, be honest with yourself, and focus on how to get better. Now, positive mentality, let's go forward.
So the Grizzlies 5 right now. You've got Morant. Jackson is out there with Maker, and it's Ennis, and it's Shea in at the 2. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Shea in the last game against the Lakers was driven. He finished with 23 points, and his aggressiveness allowed him to make an impact in the charity stripe.
I'm streaming.
On the game. And you put them safety socks back on?
Those my socks too.
Your fucking feet. Brother just said your feet are sour.
My feet is not sour.
Smell them socks. Ooh.
I know he's.
Get that fire. You take those off. Back.
I thought he just did that dumpless move.
Yeah, sir.
That game was just the latest example
He the one who wanted me to stream.
No, when you was just watching All American, what did you do? You tried to put them headphones in that control. And I told you to take them out. And then you put the little fancy socks back on his feet. You nasty. I just told you that your injury.
You gotta go wash your feet.
And get them socks out of here. You probably got in the house. Is there some socks in there?
Damn!
Stop. Back.
We'll see if anyone can cool him down tonight, Kevin.
Thanks, David. You know, GA, you wonder how much of that performance can carry over into this one.
You never really know what will happen game to game, but I sure wouldn't bet against it.
Yeah, well, he made it look easy last time. I mean, he's in sync from the get-go. We'll see, though, if he can replicate that rhythm tonight.
Spurs trail by 3.
Pick up the pace, get the 2-for-1 here.
If that's how they want to end this quarter, they're going to have to score quickly.
Outside Aldridge. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Thon Maker. The Spurs have gone 1 of 3 at the line here.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Memphis has gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Passes it to Mills. Over Ennis. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
It isn't the D that causes that miss. That's just a loss of concentration.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks.
I gotta upgrade this bench.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Nice game. Great performance by Jaren Jackson.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Bringing the physicality. I mean, they kept working it to him, and he kept delivering.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for San Antonio, we've got DeMarcus Cousins. Derek White is out there with Murray. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Carroll in at the 3 slot. Outside, White. Aldridge against Jackson. And the rejection by Jackson. The feed now to Shea. Ennis dishes to Morant. Shea outside. Shot clock at 6. Here's Jackson, and the dunk by Jackson.
And you love this with Shea, the ability to see the whole floor and find the open man.
Second half just getting started. About a minute played. Now Murray. 12 points for him. And it's Murray with the jam.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Winslow.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
San Antonio making a switch here. Hayes checked in. And the 3 off target. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Memphis. 4-point game. They host the Kings after this game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home.
Well, this is what you love about Shea. He can rise and fire. I mean, he can also hurt you by putting the ball on the floor. Well, his father played in the NBA. He grew up in Indiana. His father was a teammate of mine, Jaren Jackson, over at the Wizards. He took on Jordan, and those guys didn't do too well. Oh, and let me get back to it anyway. But for Jaren Jackson Jr., you could say the game was in his blood and in him.
Good work there as it goes. And that's now 6 points for DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, there's no question how valuable Boogie is in the painted area now. It makes it a lot easier on the perimeter guys when you got someone like him inside.
Let's go now to the sideline. Catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Cousins. McDermott comes in for DeMarre Carroll. Johnson, he's checked in for Derek White. And it's Mills in for Murray.
Capable of being a defensive anchor, Keith Cauley Stein is positioning himself to swat shots.
Here's Johnson. Good on the bucket. Johnson's got his second bucket of the game to go. Chris and Jaren Sr., a 3-point marksman, made sure his son worked on his perimeter shooting from a young age.
So, yeah, shout out to Jaren Sr. And even as some of Junior's coaches wanted him to focus on his inside game, Dad knew better. He said, sooner or later, son, you're going to need that outside shot. And boy, was he right.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
When you think of Cauley Stein, the word lit comes to mind. A huge target on offense and a tenacious shot blocker and rebounder on the defensive end.
At the line for 2. Cauley Stein hits him. Chris, when you look around the league, who do you feel is the most universally liked player in the league?
That's a good one. There's so many players with great stories. How about Derrick Rose? Fighting all those injuries, coming back, having a 50-point game, becoming a leader again there in Minnesota. The youngest MVP ever, watching his ups and downs. Luka Doncic. How about that guy? That's just from excitement of play. The fact that he's just infused this Dallas team with energy and fun. It's so much fun watching him. And then you got to go with the elder statesman. In other words, we call him the old head where I'm from. And that's Vince Carter. If you don't love Vince Carter, something's wrong with you, because he's the line in the sand from Dr. J, Dominique, Jordan, and those dunkers to anything that's happening today. Vince Carter, he's the man.
Gets in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Even with the D giving him a lot of attention, he's still finding ways to light him up.
Spurs trail by 4. Here's Mills. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
How much points you got?
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Rebounded by Maker. And the Grizzlies leading by 4. And Shea throws it down.
Well, it's been
Oh, come on, look at this dunk. Look.
You can't see?
He just did.
I'm on the side of the TV. I can't see.
He just did a whole Michael Jordan dunk on him. Except it wasn't from far. And he even ran into the thing.
this way for most of the night. Shea displaying the vast arsenal on the offensive end.
Mills looking it over. Kicks it to Gay. Back to Mills. Spurs passing it around. Gay outside. Over Jackson. No good from Gay.
That's high quality defense right there. Reading the situation, reacting, and making that a very tough jump shot.
The layup missed.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Yeah, Greg, that's just great defense. Forcing his man into a difficult attempt.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We come back right after this. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. On the court for Memphis to start the 4th. Ennis out there with Jaren Jackson. Then there's Maker. Then it's Shea. And it's Morant in at the 1. And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, LaMarcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
The pass to Mills. From outside the arc, buries the long-range jumper. Mills has got his first 3 points of the game. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge, Greg, just impossible to defend.
Long arms, that high release point. When it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over.
San Antonio trailing here. Mills passes to Aldridge. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. Now here's McDermott. He's covered closely. The 3 from Johnson. Grizzlies with the rebound. Shea drives in. Basket counts. And the Grizzlies lead by 3.
Well, this is what we've come to expect from Shea. Aggressive move, doing damage.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Nice game. Great.
I'm finna hit this Michael Jordan dunk though. Oh yeah, the Michael Jordan dunk. What are that?
A performance by Jaren Jackson.
That Michael Jordan
He's running
dunk
wild.
was
They had to
hard.
call a timeout just to take away at least some of his momentum.
And the Spurs with some changes. Tamari Carroll's checked in for McDermott. White comes in for Johnson. And Murray subbed in for Patty Mills. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
During that break, Greg Popovich really had some strong advice for his team. He said, if we're going to pull this out, we have to do it as a team. We have to rely on one another, trust one another, and help one another. Let's go get this. Kevin, back to you.
Now here's Shea, guarded closely. And stolen by Cauley Stein.
I saw next time.
There's Morant. Has Duenas. He kicks it to Shea. Trying to find Jackson. He's got it now. To the paint. It's deflected. And the rejection by Cauley Stein. Shea outside. Clock at 4. Another shot. No good there. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. It's Carroll on the wing. Takes a 3. Tries again. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
But that's how you turn defense to offense. Cauley Stein is such an active presence on the court.
No good on the second free throw.
Well, they should be looking at a 3-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
Sinks the three-pointer.
He wants the ball. They want him. And as you
Here's White. By Shea. From 12 feet out. Missed. Goes back up. It's good. Memphis take this one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
Friday, and I mean, they battled with everything when the pressure was at its highest.
And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.
Wait, is that it? 950? That's how much.
Chocolate.
Wait, he look like that now?
Mm-hmm.
He did. No. Yeah. Who does he play for, dude?
Pelicans.
Yeah, go ahead. This phone always on 100%.
We going hard, bro. We're back again.
If you want to get all the latest gear for your My Player, over to Swag.
So you don't play one game? You don't play one game?
So
sad news on the injury front today as we learn that Mr. Triple-Double Russell Westbrook is going to miss significant time with his injury.
Welcome. And before we get
Here and
a little intimidation factor, DA.
That's it for today, guys.
Video.
Wait, why am I still streaming? How do you turn it off?